Haul is a brand new 2021, I want to say, horror film. You never know. These movies are shot, and IMDb has different dates listed, and who knows. But as far as I'm aware, this is a 2021 film. It's not available in the States as of right now, and I don't think that you need to be rushing to this anyways, even if it was in the States. While I think this is well shot and well acted, so I think, you know, the people in front of the camera and behind the camera did a pretty good job. Where I don't feel like this film lands or succeeds at all is in its script. Now, this might have been, ruined in editing. I don't know. But this film goes for like these emotional punches, and it just doesn't land because they don't feel like they're fully realized. So, what this film is about is there is a deadly outbreak of some illness that gets into a hallway. But does it? It seems to be other places, but some people are affected, others aren't. Some characters that are around it aren't affected, but some are. I don't know, man. There's like two separate storylines that are kind of going on here, and they do merge together at a couple junctures in the film. Both are women with abusive husbands or partners that they have children with or are going to have a child with. The Asian lady that's in this, that's one half of those two parts that I was referring to. Her storyline to me is just completely pointless. Like, where it all ends up, it's like, what was the point of that? What was that? I don't even understand, like, what were they even trying to say with that? Like, I'm confused on that. Then there's the other half of it, which is the white woman, I guess is what I'll call her. This is the Asian one. This is the white woman, right? She has her kid, and she's there with her husband. Her husband's an abusive prick who I'd break in half in 2 fucking seconds if I ever saw him treat her like that, or if I ever caught wind that he was treating her like that. It's crazy to me that guys like this exist. But anyway, this is another thing. This feels a little bit more fleshed out, but to what end? Like, I don't see how the illness, the disease, the zombie thing, maybe it's zombies. I don't really know, maybe not. But I don't really know how they really play into the story very much. And then there's this like doctor character, a mad scientist character or something. He's played by that guy that's in a bunch of fucking artsy horror films, like I think Beyond the Black Rainbow and one. I always forget what that guy's name is. He's in it for like 2 minutes, and his character, it's like, what's the motivation here? What's going on here? And then the end, you're just kind of sitting there like, what was the point of all of this? Like, there's so much drama for drama's sake, and then all of the like illness, bio weapon or whatever the fuck is going on here. Like, it doesn't land at all in any way. Like, none of them connect well, and you're not invested in anything because you don't really understand why it's there and what it has to do with the hall. Like, what does this have to do with the hall? Because there's like national emergencies and it's happening outside too, so it's not really in that hall. And then, as I said, some people are affected, some people aren't. Like, it's so fucking confusing, and you're not invested in anything except for the dramatic stuff that's going on with the two abused women, which ultimately leads to nowhere. So it doesn't really play to the drama stuff very well, almost at all. There's a little bit of stuff there, but it's very generic. It's very typical. It's very like the husband's abusive, and the wife is hiding it, and then she's had too much, and then the other one is just kind of on the run, and then that's it. There's really nothing else to it, so it's not really anything to spoil because it doesn't really go anywhere. It's like a generic setup that ultimately leads to nowhere. Like, there's no finality to it. It's kind of just left up in the air, and you wonder why. Especially the Asian girl stuff. It's like, where did that go? Like, there's no ending for her characters. No, like, oh, that's what all this meant. This is where all this went, or like, yeah, good for her, or like, oh, that sucks, or nothing. It was a very. I just kind of question, like, is a lot of the film missing? That's why I'm like blaming editing, because it feels like the script doesn't the script doesn't feel finished. The film doesn't feel finished. It feels like half of a film. You'll know if you watch it. I was sitting there like, what's the purpose of all this, and how does this connect, and what does this even mean, and why? Wow, this is a really frustrating watch. I was super confused by all of it. So yeah, not a recommendation if you ever do come across this film. So anyways,